and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be showing you what my pre-wash routine looks like. I recently posted a video on my post-wash routine, and yeah, essentially that would just be a scalp treatment and pre-poo on my legs and whatnot. So basically I'm just going to go into the details of it and everything. So yeah, let's just get right to it. As you can see, my hair does not look great. It's I washed it I think 5 days ago, something like that, and it's kind of oily already. My scalp is slightly itchy, which is always a sign to just wash my hair already. Other than that, my ends are usually fine because I don't have oily hair, or not really. I have a dry scalp. It's been really weird this winter. Not sure what's going on, but yeah, usually I would wash once a week, but I'm washing twice a week currently because it does get oilier faster. And well, yeah, my psoriasis has been a bit acting up a bit, so I had to wash more frequently because of that as well. I personally do use a Derma roller. I already let it sit in alcohol for about 10 minutes and then rinsed it off with warm water. This is kind of what it looks like. This is the one from the Innate Life. It has 0.5mm nails, and yeah, if you don't feel comfortable using something like this in your routine, then I wouldn't recommend it, just because it can easily go wrong if you don't do it correctly. But yeah, I was kind of desperate last year when I was trying to grow out my temples here, and this is kind of the thing that saved me. And I do only use the Derma roller once a week. I used to use it twice a week, but now that I kind of have my results, I'm just doing it once a week to maintain the results. And I only use it on my temples and part of my hairline and my main part here, because it's kind of like my natural part and it does thin out sometimes. So that's the only places I use it at. If you do use it and you need it in other places, I just wouldn't recommend you using it on a spot of your scalp where you can't see what you're doing. Essentially what I do is I roll 10 times one way, 10 times the other way, and yeah, that's it. That's it for the Derma rolling part. It probably wasn't as accurate on camera as usually when I do it, since I was doing it without a mirror, so that is a little difficult. Yeah, I was only able to look at the camera a little. After that, if you don't use a Derma roller, this is where you would start your regular routine. So I start by detangling my hair first, and then after that I'm gonna go in with the scalp treatment. Now that my hair is detangled, I'm gonna go in with the scalp treatment. This is the one I use. This is the Problematic Scalp Treatment from the Innate Life. I would mostly use this, especially when my psoriasis is acting up. It's the only thing that literally just eliminates the symptoms. I get no itchiness, no inflammation. I know it won't heal it, but yeah, I think to a certain point it has actually healed it just a little bit. And yeah, once a week I would use this, sometimes twice a week. It depends on how bad my scalp is doing. If it's doing pretty good, then I would use this once a week, and then the second time I'm washing my hair that week, I just use a regular growth oil like the Innate Life's Rosemary Scalp Treatment, or I do have a few other favorites. It just depends on how my scalp is feeling. Currently I'm using this twice a week. During the winter I always have a hard time, and it's still kind of cold where I live. This is different than applying growth oil, for example. Those are usually liquid, so you just use the dropper, but essentially the thing is the same. You just split your hair or your scalp in sections and then apply it. Optionally, you can use a comb to maybe part your scalp in sections. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I will just use my fingers. Honestly, just whatever works best for you. And then, yeah, I always start somewhere around the middle. This is kind of what it looks like, just so you get an idea. It's very much on the thick side. I usually just take anything that's left on the jar, and you only need very little of it, so maybe like this amount for one part of your hair, and then you just basically, yeah, apply it and then massage it in. Once you're done with one section, you just part it again. I don't have a thing about how far apart, but yeah, maybe like half an inch, something like that. And do the same thing. You just apply it to the part and then kind of massage it in. Not just only on the part, like you make sure to massage it into the rest of the scalp, but yeah, that's basically what you do. Once I'm done with the top part, I'm gonna do the same with the bottom part, but I take a little more and then basically just distribute that in my fingers, and then I'm gonna massage it in through the back like that. Once that's done, I like to focus on my hairline as well, here and also at the bottom part. So I'm just gonna do the same thing again. Take a little bit more, distribute it in my fingers, and then just basically massage some in just around the hairline. And that's it. That's basically the treatment applied. Sometimes I will take a little and then just focus a little extra on my psoriasis spots. So I have one here and then a few just above and under my ears. Usually I know where they are just because they're constantly kind of itching. But if not, yeah, I kind of know already. And then, yeah, that's basically the treatment in. So afterwards, you do have to massage it just to make sure that you get the best benefits from it. And overall, the massage just relaxes you as well. You can do this either by using your hands or a scalp massager or even just a brush. I'm gonna show you all three techniques. That way you can maybe go with whatever's easiest for you. I actually always start with my fingers. And you're gonna make sure that you're not massaging like above your hair, because that's just yeah, it's not really useful at all, and you're actually just ripping out hair. I don't know if that makes sense. I like to start off by putting my fingers just yeah, like under the hair on my scalp. The first few times I just kind of press down and go through like this. If you're doing it right, you're gonna feel it on your scalp. You might feel like a slight tingling maybe, or just overall pressure, but you won't feel a lot of hair. And then just kind of do that throughout. The next technique is basically the same, but instead of just going all the way through, you're just gonna make small circular motions. Again, press down so you feel slight pressure, and then just do circular motions. But when you're doing the circular motions, make sure only the skin of your scalp is moving and you're not doing this on your hair, right? So the whole point is you're trying to stimulate your scalp. And honestly, I'm no expert at scalp massages. I wish. They're really great, but this is just, I think, one of the probably easiest techniques to do. And then if you're gonna do it only by hand, you're just gonna continue doing this for about 5 minutes maybe. If you're gonna use a brush, for example, I'd just be using the same one from the Innate Life. Let me just get the hair off from earlier. I think you could maybe use possibly any wooden brush. I like this one the most. It's just a personal preference, I think. And essentially you're just using it kind of like a scalp massager. You're just gonna put it and then there's circular motions with it, just like this. And just make sure that when you're massaging that you're not dragging while you're doing circular motions. So you're gonna press down, do motions, pick it up, put it in the next spot. Otherwise you're just ripping out hair again. That's essentially how you could use a brush for the massage, but you can also use a scalp massager like this one. This is an electric one. You can use a manual one. It doesn't really make that big of a difference. I just like this one a bit more because of the vibration, so it's a lot more comfortable. Again, you're gonna do the same thing. You're just gonna press it down, do slight circular motions, making sure that you're only moving the skin of your scalp, not your hair. And then you're gonna pick it up, go to the next spot, and do the same thing. All right, so since this is electric, it turns on, and then yeah, we're just gonna do that. That's my scalp treatment done. So after that, I'm gonna work on my length, and I'm not gonna brush out my hair just because the treatment does make it, well yeah, you should just never brush your hair after a scalp treatment or a massage, possibly just because you've basically loosened a few of the hair follicles. So you don't want to lose more hair than is absolutely necessary. Not sure if that makes sense, but yeah. I've just split my hair in two, and I'm gonna detangle my ends, but I'm holding my hair tightly. Well, not tight, but yeah, I'm holding it at the top so that when I'm detangling, it won't rip on the hair on my scalp. So basically, yeah, that way I'm making sure I don't lose more hair than I should again. Basically what Pre-Poo is it's just you applying a treatment, or you can optionally just use a few drops of oil maybe. You're just applying that to your ends so that when you're shampooing, your ends don't get dried out as much or damaged or whatever. It just honestly, it really helps keeping your hair overall softer, just more manageable and frizz-free, you know, whatnot. So I always use the Innate Life Herbal Hair Mask, and I do dampen my hair for it. I don't think you really have to, but I just feel it absorbs better. And I do this literally every time I wash my hair, so that's twice a week. And yeah, it honestly just really helps a lot. And I never really experience frizz or tangles or anything, and I can only do that when I'm using this before washing my hair. Again, you can just maybe use a leave-in conditioner and then like do, I don't know, 10 to 20 drops of oil, maybe argan oil or something. But I feel like this just takes it a step further. Once your hair is long, you just kind of do a lot of things to keep it long. I'm just gonna dampen my hair and then apply this. I use about 6 pumps for one side, so that would be 12 pumps total. I know it's a weird number, but yeah, that's just kind of how much I use. If you don't have long hair, or like really, really long hair, you'll probably not use as much. This side is done, And then, yeah, I'm just gonna go to the other side and do the same thing. Both sides are done now, and yeah, basically what I'm just gonna do now is braid it. I feel like that's the one protective hairstyle that doesn't really tug on my scalp when I've just oiled it. You gotta make sure that whatever hairstyle you're doing is not gonna pull on your scalp at all. Like, you should not be able to feel it. For me, that's just 2 loose braids. Go. Both braids are done. What I'm gonna do now is basically just wear a heat cap so that everything absorbs better. The scalp treatment absorbs better into my scalp. The treatment on my ends just absorbs better into the ends. And what I use for that is this microwavable heat cap from Keratin. I've had it for possibly a year now, almost. And I use it for like my pre-poo, I use it for my hair masks. It's honestly the best thing. I have low porosity hair, so I feel like it's just very difficult for any treatments to kind of absorb into my hair. And then, yeah, like I really just see a big difference using this. All I'm gonna do is put this in the microwave for 1 minute, 30 seconds one side, flip it, 30 seconds the other side. And then I'll basically show you how I put my hair into it. So yeah, I'll go heat this up and I'll be back. It's all warmed up. Basically, kind of what I do is I wrap my braids around my head like this. And kind of just stick in the ends. It looks weird, I know, but no one really cares. And then you're gonna put, you can use a disposable shower cap. I don't have one, so I'm just gonna use this one. I'm just gonna put that over first. You could even just maybe use saran wrap if you want. This just, I feel like, is easiest for me. Plus that way I throw away less stuff. There we go. It's in there. Get out all the air. And then I'm gonna put on this. That's just honestly so comfortable. And yes, it looks weird, but I don't really care because the benefit of it just takes out anything. It's like really comfortable. Depending on your microwave, you might have to leave it longer than a minute or less than a minute. I don't know. It's just warm enough to be comfortable, but it shouldn't be hot enough to like actually burn your scalp or anything. And then yeah, I leave this on for 30 minutes or whenever this just isn't warming anymore. And then I'm gonna leave the treatment on for 3 hours after that. And then I'm just gonna wash it out as always. This is my pre-wash routine. I honestly keep it simple for me. Anyway, I think it's simple. If you're someone who's maybe not that much into hair care, it might seem like a lot, but yeah, this is basically what I do, and I never really change it up. This is just what has worked for me, so I always do that. And yeah, my post-wash routine is a bit bigger, and yeah, either way, just always go with what works for you. This is what works for me. Like I said, I'm just gonna wash it out as usual with shampoo, hair mask, and then conditioner, then do my post-wash routine. So if you'd like to watch my post-wash routine, as I said, I have a video on that. And other than that, I think that's it. If you have any suggestions on topics you'd like me to talk about, videos you'd like me to make, or questions, whatever it is, just leave it in the comments. And if you enjoyed watching this, do like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.